Hey everybody, it's Emily from ARG Schooling, and today I'm going to be doing a book review on The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. So I got this book a few weeks back, and he told me about this book a while ago, and I've been wanting to read it ever since, so I went ahead and bought it, and I am so glad that I did. This book, you guys, is so good. So good. So the premise of this book, and what drew me in immediately, is like two of my favorite things. Coming-of-age story, World War II. Seriously, you give me World War II and a coming-of-age story, and I am all about it. I am there. So... this book is so good. So this is about Ada, who is crippled. She has a clubfoot. She lives with her mother and her little brother Jamie. And Ada is pretty much locked in the house. She's never allowed to leave. Her mother doesn't even allow her to walk. And she treats her horribly. She's very much abused. Her mother is just a terrible, terrible person, basically. So Ada is unable to do anything, basically, on her own. And when she finds out about the war and that they're sending children away to live in the country, her brother is going to be going, but her mother won't let her leave because she doesn't want anyone to see her, basically. And so Ada decides that this is her chance, and she sneaks out and leaves with her brother, and they are both sent to the countryside to live with Susan, who is a woman who has her own problems and did not plan on taking in any children. And this is all about Ada kind of learning how to become herself. She learns how to cope and be comfortable with who she is. She learns how to walk because her mother never let her use crutches or anything, so she just basically crawled around the apartment. So yeah, it's so beautifully written. Like, it sucks you right in. I adore all the characters in this book. I believed that Ada was truly abused. I love that Ada isn't like magically better when she's there in the countryside. She is damaged, and it takes a long time for her to become comfortable around other people. She always expects to be beat whenever she does anything, and she's not used to people treating her nicely, and she doesn't know how to react to it. And she falls in love with a horse, and it's just, it's such a beautiful book. I loved it. I love this book. And it won a Newbery Honor Award because it's that good. Of course it won the Newbery Honor Award. I was going to tell you things I disliked about it, but honestly, I got nothing. I don't think there's anything about this book that I didn't like. The characters are really strong and believable, and they all have their own distinct voice. Susan is completely believable as a woman who is just devastated by the death of her best friend, and she doesn't know how to deal with her own life, let alone learn how to deal with two children that she was not expecting, and they help her to grow and change throughout the story. She becomes a more competent person. I love that that Ada realizes throughout the story, as the story goes along, she starts to realize that none of the things that have happened to her are actually her fault. She has been so beaten down by her mother that she really does believe that she's deserving of all that stuff, that there's something wrong with her. But by the end of the story, she's realized that no, there's nothing wrong with her. Her mother is the person with the problems. So yeah, this book is so good. It's a middle grade book. I mean, it took me literally, I've read it in bits and pieces for a while because I've got too many other books going. But once I stopped and sat down and just read it, it only took me like 2 days to finish. Honestly, this is probably a book that you could read in a sitting. And each chapter ends in almost a cliffhanger, so you kind of want to keep reading to the next chapter. I really like how the author did that. That would make for an excellent read-aloud. In fact, I'm considering adding this in this summer as a read-aloud, even though my kids could easily read this on their own, but I just have a feeling that this is going to read aloud really beautifully. The language just kind of screams to be read aloud. Would definitely recommend that you read this. that you read it to your children, or it's so good. I gave this a 4.5 star rating on Goodreads. Obviously I didn't give it a 4.5. I gave it a 4, but I meant 4.5. And it's so good. There's a lot of backstory about World War II. There's a lot of just living through that time period and what that would have been like. And definitely recommend you read it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you go read The War That Saved My Life. It's such a great story. You will not regret reading it. So thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.